Before you go spending your hard-earned money, watch this video because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the Ford security drawer right after this. Hi, I'm Brian from Northwest Bronco. Welcome back to the channel. It's been 24,000 miles in a couple of years, and in this video I'm going to tell you about the pros and cons and whether or not I would buy the Ford security drawer again. Alright, first let's talk about the pros of the security drawer. And the first thing I want to mention is that this is something that you can install yourself. This is something that I ordered with the Bronco, so when I got the Bronco, the drawer was just sitting in the back in a box, and when I got home I just took it out of the box and installed it myself. It is a very easy install that can be done with basic hand tools, and the instructions are nice and clear, but I would recommend using two people just to at least get it in the back, because this drawer is not exactly light, which I'll talk about with the cons. So one thing I should mention about the security drawer is that it does use factory points on the Bronco, so there's no drilling required. Another feature I like about the security drawer, it does come with 4 tie-down points on top, and I use those tie-down points all the time on every single trip. I use some of them to tie down my refrigerator, and then I use the other couple of tie-down points to tie down my gear to keep it from rattling. And in case you were wondering, do those tie-down points rattle when you don't have anything hooked to them? Like I'm talking like hitting against the top of the drawer. No, they don't, because they have kind of a little bit of a rubberized coating on them, so even if they did hit, you wouldn't hear it from the cab anyway. So another thing I like about this drawer is that it's very, very smooth. So when you pull out the drawer and you push it back in, the mechanism on the rollers, no matter how much weight I have in the drawer, which I keep a lot of gear in there, which I'll show you later, is actually nice and smooth. And when it latches perfectly, and it's just a nice smooth latch. Another one of the pros I think of this drawer is that it does come with a carpeted bottom, so you don't have to bother buying aftermarket carpet, because it does a couple of things. One, it keeps everything from sliding around. Two, it does muffle the sound of anything that might be hitting the bottom that's metal on the bottom of your drawer. And three, if you buy pouches that have Velcro on the bottom, you can just stick them on the bottom of the drawer and it'll keep them sliding around still. So I think that's kind of one of the bonus that they gave us, putting that carpet in the drawer. Another one of the features I like about the drawer is that it does have removable dividers. Now it's important for you to know that the dividers that are going lengthwise with the vehicle, those are removable. The ones that go side to side with the vehicle, those are stationary. But even though those are stationary, I haven't had any problems at all kind of configuring things to fit certain pieces of gear. So far they've been absolutely wonderful. And the last thing on the pros list is going to be, after 24,000 miles, I have absolutely zero rattling with this drawer. So even though it's all metal, you know, and you would think that things, with all the gear in there, that things would start rattling around, especially on washboard roads, they don't. The thing is nice and quiet. I've had absolutely zero issues with any bolts coming loose or anything like that. It's been absolutely spectacular. All right, so let's move on to the cons. And one of the things that it is a little bit expensive. Now these drawers usually range between $650 and $700 depending on where you go to buy it. I'm going to give you two different scenarios. One is that you go to an aftermarket company that's not a Ford website and you buy it, then you're paying your $650, or you can go to the Ford website where they're asking more, about $700. But if you have 4 points available, you might be able to knock $200 or $300 or $400 off that price to make it a little bit cheaper, or you can, if you have enough points, you can just buy the whole darn thing. So another one of the cons I found of the drawer is that you do have to remove the 2 plastic caps along your tailgate here to be able to mount your drawer. And when you do that, you're going to see the paint color of your Bronco showing through to your floor. That's not really a big deal if you have carbonized gray or a black Bronco, because you know it's going to blend in with the carpet. But if you have red or white, just to warn you that you are going to be able to see your body color through the floor here. But I have carbonized gray, and I honestly don't really notice it anymore. So just be aware that you are going to see a little bit of the paint color through the floor here. So another one of the cons you should know about is that it does cover up your jack compartment underneath your drawer here, but it's not really that big of a deal because you can pull your drawer out if needed to get to that jack compartment. But just to warn you, this drawer is heavy, so you're going to have to empty the drawer out most likely to be able to get to that jack. But one of the solutions I did to solve that problem was I just emptied out that jack compartment completely, and I bought a couple of bottle jacks, which is what I'm going to use anyway to change a tire, because I'm not going to use the factory one because I just don't like it. But I got a couple bottle jacks and put them in there, and they go in the drawer. That way I don't have to worry about accessing the compartment down below at all. So another one of the cons of this drawer is going to be it does have a slick metal top. Now, I would highly, highly, highly recommend that you use something to be able to make the top of your drawer kind of tacky. And I know some people will get the Bronco mat, but just to warn you, I don't believe that works very well. I think the best solution is going to be what I did. And what you can do is go to Home Depot, and on a roll, like in the carpet section, you'll find like really, really thin stall mat material. And you just pull off what you want, cut it off, and then you just trim it up to fit the top of your drawer here. And I use some double-sided tape to stick it down. And I've had this on here for 2 years, and I've had a lot of gear on here, including my refrigerator, and it's never torn or warped, or it just stays nice and flat, and it's black so you don't even notice it's there. But you have to have some kind of a mat on top of this drawer here to keep your stuff from sliding around. Another one of the cons is that it does have a little bit of a gap on either side, which really is not a big deal. The only time I found it to be a big deal is if I drop something down there, or if I have to vacuum out down there. It can be kind of hard to get the dirt out, but you know, pretty trivial stuff. Another one of the cons of the drawer is that it does have a 50-pound weight limit on the top. Now, it says on the website you're not supposed to put more than 50 pounds on top of this drawer, but I gotta tell you, I drive around with my work gear in the back all the time, and it weighs a hell of a lot more than 50 pounds. And I've had zero issues with the thing warping or breaking welds or anything like that. Sometimes I weigh 250 pounds. Sometimes I'll climb on top of this thing when I'm doing some work in the back of the Bronco. No problems at all. I've had my dog back here that weighs 80 pounds, no problems at all. So it says 50 pounds on the website. Don't believe it. You can put probably 100 or maybe even 200 pounds worth of gear on here with no problems at all. So another one of the cons I should tell you about is that this drawer is not lightweight. Now, I couldn't find the exact weight of the drawer, and I looked all over the place, but so finally what I ended up doing was just kind of pretending like I'm going to order one from a store, and I saw the shipping weight, and the shipping weight was, I think it was 90 pounds. So I'm going to guess this weighs about 80 pounds. So it's not a lightweight thing. That's why I recommend using 2 people to install it. Now, I did it myself in my own garage because I do my own install work, but I would recommend using 2 people if you got another person. All right, so let's have a look inside here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I keep in here to give you some idea of configurations and also how much gear and what types of gear will actually fit in this drawer. So here's a look inside the drawer, and this is what I drive around with every single day. Now, a lot of this stuff is just camping and cooking stuff that I use, but a lot of it's off-road recovery. And I'm not going to go over the details of every little thing I have, but I want to give you kind of an overview in case you want to buy some gear before you own this drawer and what exactly will fit in here. So you can see here that these are the dividers I was talking about. Now, these ones here going side to side are not removable, but these ones here that are going lengthwise, they are, and there's 2. You can see I've removed this one here, and I have this one. So you can see you really don't have a whole lot of issues with configuration as long as you kind of get creative with how you organize your stuff. So kind of briefly going over this whole thing, just to give you some idea of what you can fit. This is a big old toe strap, and I have a couple of tree straps, shackles. Over here, I do have those bottle jacks I was talking about, so I can change my tire because I can't access that bottom compartment. Tire patch kit, airing up and airing down. This is a jump starter kit from Gulu. I'll do a video on that in the future because it's awesome. And some miscellaneous tools, fuses, tie down straps, Jetboil pan. I have a Jetboil cooker right here, some more cooking stuff. And over here is kind of my fun compartment where I keep my cigars, whiskey glass, fire starters, you know, things like that. So this will kind of give you a general idea on what will fit in here. And I got to tell you, it seems to me like there's plenty of room. So the big question is, would I buy this drawer again? You know, I got to tell you, the answer is going to be yes. And obviously, I'm not sponsored by Ford, and I spent my own money on this when it first came out. So I spent the whole $700 on it. And even though it is a little bit expensive, hopefully when I go to do another Bronco build, I will use this drawer again, most likely. And I will probably use my points to help pay for it, so I'm going to save a little bit of money, but absolutely I would buy this drawer again, and I do highly recommend it. Well, that's all I got for you guys on the Ford security drawer. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a like, maybe subscribe for more Bronco content, and we will see you next time.